Today in this session, we'll discuss a new chapter, and the chapter title is Understanding Consumer Buying Behavior. And in this chapter, our learning objective is to understand the different factors influencing consumer buying behavior. Then we will also understand the buying decision. Buying decision includes buying roles and buying behavior. Then finally, we will also try to understand buying decision process. So these are the three broad areas we will go through from this chapter. And as I said, our learning objective is to understand factor influencing consumer buying behavior, buying decision, and buying decision process. Based on the objectives, our chapter outline is factor that influence consumer buying behavior, buying decision, which includes buying roles and buying behavior. Then we will also discuss buying decision process. Now, based on this, there will be three question answer we'll be addressing throughout this session, and these questions are: discuss different factors influencing consumer buying behavior. Then second, explain the buying decisions, or discuss buying roles and buying behaviors. And finally, discuss the different steps involved in the buying decision process with a suitable example. So this three question answer we'll be addressing throughout this session. Now first we'll discuss the factor influencing consumer buying behavior. Factor influencing consumer buying behavior is also known as characteristics affecting consumer buying behavior. Now here, among the factors, important factors are like cultural factors, then personal factors, psychological factors, etc. we'll discuss in broader sense. So first here we'll start with the cultural factors. Cultural factors includes culture, subculture, social class. Culture, if I say, like culture refers to the belief, value, tradition, norms followed by a person in a community or in a social group. And subculture basically exists within a culture. Subculture is a culture which is uniquely different from the main culture, or which is having distinct characteristics from the main culture. Now, if we take example of India, if we consider as a culture, then Punjabis are subculture, Marwaris are subculture, Bengalis are subculture. Now, India as a nation having common beliefs, value system, tradition, norms, which we are following. But if we talk about the Bengali, there is some uniqueness in terms of fooding habits, wearing habits, listening habits, buying habits. Same way, Punjabis are different, Marwaris are different. So we can say Bengali subculture, then Punjabi subculture, like this. So now these culture and subculture influence the consumer buying decision, because if we talk about the culture and subculture, subculture basically signifies to the more specifically the buying habits, wearing habits, listening habits, rituals, religious beliefs, all these things. And these things basically influence the consumer buying behavior or buying pattern. Then we will also discuss here social class. Social class refers to the social classification of the members of the society having a hierarchy, which is distinct in nature or unique in nature. broadly we can classify social class into three broad areas: upper class, middle class, and lower class. Now, these upper class, middle class, and lower class can also be subcategorized into three categories. Like upper class can be divided into three categories: upper class, upper middle class, upper lower class. Same way, middle class can be categorized as upper middle class, middle class, lower middle class. Then lower class can also be categorized into three types. These are like upper lower class, middle lower class, then lower class. So these are specifically 9 category of the types of the social class. But for from the marketing point of view, broadly we will consider 4 types of social class here, which you can see: upper class, upper middle class, middle class, and lower class. Because these are more, maximum way are homogeneous, and marketer can give focus into this. Now this social class also influence the consumer buying behavior. Now if you talk about the upper class people are the people who are from the affluent class people, those who are having sufficient money, for example royal families. Then upper middle class like top level corporate executives. Then middle class are the white collar workers, that is from the middle level management of the organization. Then lower class workers are also known as blue collar workers. They are basically labor class or workers, laborers, like skilled workers, unskilled workers. These are from daily wage earners. These are from lower class. So based on this social hierarchy, buying patterns also varies, and this social class also influence the consumer buying decision. Okay, so in the factor influencing consumer buying behavior, we are going through the factors which basically influences the consumer buying decision. So first factor we have discussed here, cultural factors, which includes culture, subculture, and social class. Next, we will go through another factor, social factors. Social factors are also influences consumer buying behavior, or social factors also affect the consumer buying behavior. Now, social factors like family members, friends, then formal social group like peer group, classmate, or office colleague, they also influence the buying decision of their colleagues, family members, friends. Okay, so now we'll go through the detail of the social factors through reference group. Reference group is a group of people who basically influence the others' buying decisions or influence the buying behavior of the consumer. You can say point of reference, from where the person gets the information. Or in other words, we can say the attitude, belief, values of one person influence the decision of other person, and the person is maybe known as the reference group for that person. In the reference group, we can divide into 2 parts: opinion leader and opinion seeker. Opinion leader is the reference group, and the opinion seeker, or the person who is looking for the opinion, may be referring to the person that is opinion leader. Now in the reference group, there are 2 types of reference group: primary reference group and secondary reference group. So first we'll discuss primary reference group, then we'll come to the secondary reference group. Primary reference group, again we can classify into 4 types, or we can say there are 4 types of primary reference group. These are membership reference group, aspirations reference group, then disclaimant reference group, and avoidance reference group. Now, membership reference group refers to the group where the person holds a membership of that particular group, and the person's decision is highly influenced by the group members, or the person's decision is influenced by the group members, like the belief, value system person develops, attitude person shape up, that is influenced by the member of that particular group, and that also influence the buying decision of the consumer. Then aspirations reference group. Aspiration reference group refers to a group who aspire to be a member of a particular group, having desire to be a member of a particular group. Say for example, Rotary Club. A person wants to be a member of Rotary Club or Lions Club. Okay, so in this category what happens, the person having aspirations for a particular group follow the group and follow the group behavior, norms, and this basically influence the buying decision or buying behavior. Then third is disclaimant reference group. In the disclaimant reference group, a person holds a member in a particular reference group or particular group, but do not influence himself or herself by the group views or group opinion or belief. They treat them separate, being in a group. Then avoidance reference group. Avoidance reference group is a group which people try to avoid, and generally consumer do not follow this group of people. Now these are all basically primary reference group where the person is having direct interaction, face-to-face interaction. Okay, primary reference group can also be explained that where the person is having direct interaction, direct face-to-face interaction between the group members. Then secondary reference group. Secondary reference group refers to the group where the person having indirect influence or infrequent communication with the group members. For example, religious group, professional association, trade unions, or celebrity endorsement. In the secondary reference group, person will have a irregular, infrequent, indirect influence on others, like celebrity or reputed sports personality may influence the fan following. So these are known as secondary reference group. These also influence the buying behavior of the consumer. Like a celebrity endorsing a particular brand may influence the opinion of the fan. Okay, then another types of influence group is there, that is family. Family or family members. Family also influence the consumer buying behavior. Family refers to as 2 or more members related by blood, marriage, or adoption residing together. What I said, family refers to 2 or more members related by blood or staying together due to marriage, adoption, or residing together for a long period of time. This can be considered as a family. So the family members view also influence the buying decision of the consumer. Like if we notice in our day-to-day life, our family members influence our buying decision. So this is another factor which influence the consumer buying behavior. Okay, so first we have discussed cultural factors, then we have discussed social factors. Now in the personal factors, personal characteristics like age and life cycle stage. Age of the person, like in the consumer group we have discussed consumer group based on the age, like infant, okay, children, young, then young adult. So this is based on the age, like infant they have different types of need, requirements. So for them there are companies are there, like Johnson and Johnson, then Cyrillac, like these companies are there. Then for school children's, like school, for companies like school bag producing company, then shoes, then paper, pencil, books, entertainment, then chocolate. These companies are targeting the children's. So this basically age as a personal factor also influence the consumer buying decision, because children at home play very vital role, and they share their opinion with the other family members, and family members also give value to the opinion of the children. Then family life cycle stage. I will just highlight few areas, like bachelor or bachelorhood. In this time there are some requirements are different. So this is one life cycle stage. Then honeymooners or newly married couple. Okay, this is another life cycle stage. So when couple get married newly, their requirements are different, their needs are different. So companies are there to fulfill those. Then couple with children, couple with dependent children. Okay, then couple with independent children. So these are some family life cycle stage, and in this life cycle stage also needs, wants varies, and these also influences the consumer buying decision. Like for example, a newly married couple may look for a new house to purchase. So in this segment, the real estate company, they can target the newly married couple. Then furniture companies, home decoration, okay, like this. Then occupation and financial status. Occupation and financial status are also one important factor which basically influence the consumer buying decision. Like person occupation, like engineer, doctors, then businessmen, then middle level executive. This is one segment. What I said, in these professions, persons' requirements depend basically on their profession and financial status. So accordingly their buying decision get influenced. Lifestyle, another personal factor is lifestyle. Lifestyle is basically the way of living life by a person. Like one person what kind of brand uses, that basically signifies his or her lifestyle. Is it costly brand, or products are quality oriented, or the person belong to a particular group, social hierarchy. So that also indicates the person lifestyle, and accordingly the buying behavior of the person got influenced. After this, we will discuss psychological factors. Psychological factors are basically related to our mind setup. When we purchase something, we take decision mentally, and that time we do mental processing of the information. Okay, so that time these psychological factors basically influence the consumer buying behavior. Now among them, motivation, perception, beliefs and attitude, then finally learning. These influences consumer buying behavior. Motivation basically refers to motives, and motives is a inner urge or inner desire which direct a person towards a particular goal. Or motivation is a process through which a person fulfills his or her unfulfilled needs or wants. For example, if a person is hungry and outside the home, so the person will look for food. The person may visit to a restaurant, the person may visit to a hotel. Okay, so hungry is the inner urge or desire which directing the person towards going to a hotel or restaurant to have the food. Okay, so same way, if a person needs to buy clothes or other necessary things, so there is a psychological factors which motivate the person to take the decision to buy a particular product. Then perception basically is a process through which a person organize, interpret the stimuli into a meaningful and coherent picture. Okay, what I said I am repeating. Perception is a process through which a person collect, organize and interpret stimuli. Stimuli means what the exposure a person are getting. Like through our five sense we get exposure, like through eye we see. So when we see, we interpret that this is this. Okay, we tell this is object, this is a person or something like this, we give description. That is basically the perception. Okay, so this perception also influence the person's buying decision, how the person is perceiving the products or services or the brands. Then the beliefs and attitude. When a person observes, the person form the belief. Formation of the beliefs takes place, and from the belief, person shape up the attitude. After shaping up attitude, the person takes the decision. Now, based on the beliefs and attitudes, person, consumer buying behavior got influenced. Then overall, learning. Learning is gathering, knowledge through experience, or learning is a process of gathering knowledge. So whatever we have discussed, this is a process of learning. So when a person learn, okay, that also influence the person consumer buying behavior, because when a person learn that this brand is good than the earlier brand. So when a person compare like this, that this brand is good from the earlier brand, that means the person learned something, that this brand is good. Okay, so the learning is influencing the person consumer buying behavior. Okay, so like this, there are broadly 4 factors which influence the consumer buying behavior. These 4 factors are cultural factors, then social factors, personal factors, and psychological factors. Next, we'll discuss buying decisions. Buying decisions basically includes buying role and buying behavior, or you can say buying decision have 2 parts. One is buying role, another is buying behavior. So we'll go separately buying role and buying behavior. First, we'll discuss buying role. Buying role are the role which a person play during the buying of a product. Now, person may play the role of initiator, influencer, decider, buyer, user, maintainer, or disposer. Or you can say buying roles are the roles which is being played by a consumer in the process of purchasing a product or service. Now, initiator is the person who initiate the buying requirement or who generate the buying necessity. Influencer are the person who basically influence the buying requirement or buying decision. Decider is the person who basically decide about what to buy, how to buy, from where to buy. And decider basically the final approver about the buying. Then buyer. Buyer is the person who actually buy the product. Then user is the person who basically use the product. Maintainer is the person who basically give the repair or maintenance service to the product or service. Then disposer is the person who basically dispose of the product. Dispose of means after consumption of the product or after using or after revealing the product or service, there if something is left to dispose of. Okay, so the person who is disposing it known as disposer. So here we can go through an example of purchasing a refrigerator by a family. So purchasing a refrigerator by a family may be the like anybody, maybe initiator, then influencer, decider, buyer, all the roles you can see. Then chocolate purchased by parents, but initiated by children wants to have chocolate. Okay, then another important thing that in a buying decision all the role will be followed. It is not necessary. Sometimes one or two role may be skipped, but these are mainly the buying roles are being followed during the buying. Now the types of buying decision. In the types of buying decision, there are mainly 4 types of buying behavior. Okay, types of buying decision behavior or buying behavior. Now there are mainly 4 types of buying decision behavior. Okay, number 1 is complex buying behavior or extensive problem solving buying behavior. What I say, complex buying behavior or extensive problem solving buying behavior. Now this kind of behavior takes place when a consumer purchasing a costly product or infrequent irregular products, which is important but not purchased on regular basis, but this can be considered as a planned purchase. And during this process, the person do extensive analysis of the information, or it's basically a lengthy decision making period where or through which a consumer goes through a lot of information, searching, then evaluating the alternatives, then finally taking the decision. For example, purchasing AC machine, then refrigerator, then washing machine, then LED television, then smartphones. In case of this product, a customer may go through the complex buying behavior or extensive problem solving buying behavior. Then next is habitual or routinized buying behavior. I repeat, habitual or routinized buying behavior. Now habitual or routinized buying behavior is the behavior which customer or consumer reflect, which is basically are daily essential goods, or which is related to the daily essential goods or low cost products like newspaper, bread, butter, like these products. Low cost daily essential goods includes the routinized buying behavior or habitual buying behavior. In this case, customer do not think so much. Without thinking so much, customer takes the decision to purchase the product or to avail the service, like laundry service. Now, variety seeking buying behavior. In the variety seeking buying behavior, customer looks for variety. Like there are some products like shampoo, toothpaste, where customer may look for variety or in-depth assortment of the products available in the market. So when customer looking for the variety, customer basically switch to new brands or switch to another brands. Then another behavior is there, purchase behavior, that is known as impulse buying behavior. Impulse buying behavior includes the unplanned buying or suddenly buying something. What I said, impulse buying behavior refers to the buying when a customer purchases a product suddenly, or it can be referred to a unplanned buying, like when a customer accompanied his family member in the shopping. That time the person noticed a product which the person need having a discount. Now after seeing the discount, the person purchased it on the spot, taking decision and purchasing a product is also known as impulse buying behavior. So broadly we have discussed 4 types of buying behavior here. Next we'll discuss buying decision process or buyer decision process. The buyer decision process or the buying decision process. Now the buyer decision process includes 5 steps, or we can say consumer buying decision process basically includes 5 steps, and the 5 steps are: first one, need or problem recognition. Need or problem recognition. Now in the first steps, customer will recognize the problem, or customer will identify the need of having the product. After identification of the need, then customer will move to the second step. Now identification of the need or problem recognition is a stage where customer basically realize the need of having the product, like it can be due to any reason. Then next step is information search. In the information search stage, customer do lot of information search, and after doing lot of information search, the person build up belief about the different alternative brands available in the market. Now after developing the belief, customer basically shape up the attitude. Now after this, customer basically goes through the third step, that is evolution of the alternative. Now in a particular sector, if there are number of alternatives are available, the customer will compare all the brands in terms of quality, price, attributes, features, then accessibility or availability, then method of payments, then with regards to the price, which price is less, like this. Person will do the evolution. In the evolution of alternatives, customer may also look for feedback from the family members, colleagues, or from others about the product performance. So after doing an extensive analysis of the all alternatives, customer may proceed towards a purchase decision. Now in the purchase decision, customer will take some time regarding the location of the retail shop, or buying media or buying way, like customer will purchase online or offline. If offline, from which retail shop, or if online, from which online shopping site. Then after deciding, then customer will decide about the method of payments, then delivery, then other terms and conditions like guarantee, warranty, like these things customer will think about. Then customer will purchase the product in the purchase decision stage. After purchasing, then there will be another step in the purchase decision process, that is known as post-purchase behavior. Post-purchase behavior includes after purchasing the product, behavior of the customer. Now after purchasing the product, customer may be satisfied, may be dissatisfied. Then we will talk about the post-purchase use and disposal. Now, post-purchase behavior stage will divide it into three parts: post-purchase satisfaction, post-purchase dissonance or dissatisfaction, then post-purchase use and disposal. First, we'll talk about the post-purchase satisfaction. Now, after purchase, if the product performance fulfill the customer expectation, customer will be satisfied. And if the product performs beyond customer expectation, then customer will be delighted. But if product performance does not match with the customer expectation, then customer will be dissatisfied. And customer may be dissatisfied due to any small reason, due to any reason. Customer may face dissatisfaction. Now, when company sell products, company give after sales service, or company collect feedback. So through feedback process, companies knows that customer are satisfied or not. If customer are not satisfied, then company tries to solve the problem. Then post-purchase use and disposal. After purchasing the product, customer use the product and dispose of the product. Now, what happens after purchasing the product? Customer, use the product for other purpose, or customer basically, discover the alternative uses of the product. Alternative uses of the product, like in Punjab, they use one tube washing machine to prepare lassi during the summer time. So we know the uses of the washing machine, but in Punjab during summer time, dhaba owners, restaurant owners, they do use one tube washing machine to prepare lassi during the summer time. So this is one alternative use they have started. So like this, post-purchase use and disposal, also companies need to think, and they need to come up with the alternative uses of the product. And based on that, many companies have changed their packaging also, and this is basically the covering 5 stages in the consumer buying decision process. Now we'll go through the session activity. In this session, to have a in-depth knowledge, we can go through the role play session, like role play session on the buying decision of a refrigerator by a family. Like say, if we go through this 5 stages, so if you think that buying a refrigerator by a family, okay, so how the family takes decision, that through role play we can learn more effectively and efficiently. Like here, buying decision basically includes buying roles, buying behavior. Then we can include buying decision process also. Then second, assignment on, if you go to purchase a bike, what will be your buying decision process? This is related to the 5 steps. And the first one, this one is related to the buying roles and buying behavior. And this is buying decision process. Then another activity, like an observation on influence of kids' behavioral aspect in the purchase of different brands of chocolate. So these are the 3 activities we can go through from this session. Now the summary of the chapter. From this chapter, broadly we have discussed 3 main areas. These are factors that influence consumer buying behavior. Then we have also discussed buying decisions. Buying decision includes buying roles and buying behaviors. And we have also discussed buying decision process. Buying decision process includes 5 steps. Thank you everybody for participating in this session.